It's time for Cutting Edge Consciousness with Freeman Michaels and Barnet Bain. Thought-provoking discussions and bold ideas from the edge of possibility.
We came to a grinding stop around this issue of self-love. And the consensus amongst these guys, a lot of these fellows are pretty prominent in the world and view themselves as being very compassionate and filled with heart, and they are. But they got very tripped up about focusing on self-love at a time when there is so much challenge and so much hurt in the world. And I was not going anywhere near taking that one on. I said I was going to throw it back to you in the morning.
Well, thank you so much for throwing that back to me. I appreciate that. And what I would say, I'm often asked, isn't this selfish? And, particularly, we look at the tragedy of this week and what all of our hearts go out toward Japan. But does it help us to not to ignore ourselves in light of giving service and love to others? It doesn't. The Institute of Heart Math, you mentioned them. They have they're the world's leading researchers on the heart and on love, and they have a term that I love called overcare. Mm-hmm. And we cannot overcare or become a martyr and have that help the world. When we take care of ourselves and love ourselves, I believe we are doing the greatest service we can to the world. It doesn't mean exclusive of taking care of others, but truly it's our own light, it's our own love that affects other people. There's a phenomenon called emotional contagion that says that we catch the emotions of the people around us like we catch their colds, and we catch those emotions both good and bad. And so are you a spreader of love because you are experiencing that yourself? There's been research that's been done that's shown that even 1% of a population of an area meditating together or putting their focus on love together can change and shift that whole area. So it's the individual consciousness that affects the collective consciousness. And in fact, I'll share with you a beautiful Chinese proverb that I love that sums up this philosophy. It goes, if there is light in the soul, there will be beauty in the person. If there is beauty in the person, there will be harmony in the house. If there is harmony in the house, there will be order in the nation. And if there is order in the nation, there will be peace in the world. So it starts with us feeling the light and the love in our own souls that we can best contribute to the planet.
That is beautiful. It segues perfectly into something that you refer to from time to time, Freeman, the quality of being heartfelt. And in our conversation with our audience, we refer this back to ideas around self-respect, and that a quality of an action of being self-respecting is to honor one's own emotional states and to become very close and tender with what is going on inside emotionally, as a way to access the heart intelligence. And I know that you you go very deeply into the issue of emotions and becoming intimate with your emotions.
Yeah, and it's when we don't have peace in our own hearts and with our own emotions, there's just no chance for peace to be expressed in the world, really.
And we can't deny our emotions. We can't sort of shut them off and make head stories when there are things that are going on unexpressed that we push down. They come out at us, or they are expressed in ways that are not loving.
Well, and let me just tag in here, because I think there's a piece as well. Look, from my perspective, compassion allows us to see clearly. And the judgment, and by this I mean that kind of condemning judgment, that skews our perception. That's the difference. I go back, Marci, to what we're talking about. The orientation is the critical piece, where we're oriented to being more loving, and the self-loving piece. It's been said before. I'm kind of repeating something I've heard, but it's a brilliant saying that the process of healing is applying love and compassion. Compassion is an aspect of love to whatever part inside hurts.
Understanding and
So that we actually
care.
hold our experience with a level of there's a feeling in our experience that allows us, opens us up, if you will. That's the idea of being heartfelt, really allowing things to touch us, to be touched by things, and then to reach out and in turn touch others.